people, not be small thing for court today o. My people, fear no let Professor Yakubu Mahmood enter court today o, as court come hot reach. Dem call Professor Mahmood Yakubu make e come court. Baba dey fear. My people, for una wey dey feel say obedient family now dey talk to so, for una for inside wey dey fear say abi how dis case wan be, I want make I dey update una so that una go dey know how the matter don reach. I say make I bring dis one to una notice now, make una know wetin dey go on right now. Say dis case no be as we dey think am for inside, no be so e be again o. Dis matter, APC and their lawyers, all of them dey fear now. All of more na you watch this video, make una see the latest update wey dey happen right now, my people.
Today's proceedings at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal started with the tendering of more evidence by P2B's legal team. Among the documents are IREF copies of Benue State, Bayelsa, and others. You can see the legal representatives of all parties on the screen, and like many are wondering what's the next move for the Labour Party after their application to interrogate the INEC chairman Mahmood Yakubu was denied in court. Although we made a video about it, but it's very interesting that Atiku's legal team actually subpoenaed the INEC chairman yesterday, including the INEC secretary. They want him to come to court and be put into the witness box to answer questions. So this serves the same purpose of answering questions, although it's not the same petition, but Labour Party can still bring him to answer the questions in court if they choose. Now the judges are filing into the courtroom, and Labour Party's lead counsel, Levi Uzoku Eseyen, is the first to stand up. My lord, with due respect, I will hand over to my learned colleague, Anuga Eseyen, to handle today's proceedings. This is the same lawyer that handled yesterday's proceedings for the Labour Party, and after taking the mic, he said, "My lord, with utmost respect, please turn to page 1 of the 8th schedule for the listings of IREFs. Thank you, my lord." He goes on to tender certified true copies of IREF documents representing 21 local government areas of Benue State. As usual, the INEC Council objected to the admission of the documents that they duly certified, stamped, and delivered to the Labour Party legal team. The objection continued with Tinubu's counsel, who stood up and requested to hand over to a colleague in their team to handle the proceedings, and unsurprisingly, the lawyer, James Onoja Eseyen, was the same lawyer that represented Lamidi Apapa in court in his failed bid to take over the leadership of the Labour Party. Anyway, the lawyer chorused their objection to the admission of the IREF documents. Nevertheless, the presiding judge, Honorable Justice Samane, admitted them in evidence and tagged them exhibits. The Labour Party Council is on a fast pace today. He has already tendered IREF copies of 25 local government areas of Niger State. Objections from the respondents have been chorused, and the presiding judge have also admitted them in evidence. The LP Council wants to make a request. Most humbly, my lord, kindly turn to the 9th schedule. My lord, we presented this schedule yesterday. Please turn to page 1, which shows the IREF reports for Edo State as certified and downloaded by the first respondent, which covers 17 local government areas. Thank you, my lord. As you already know, the first respondent is INEC, and immediately he finished tendering the documents, the respondents chorused their usual objections, and the judge admitted them in evidence. The LP Council is already making another request. My lord, kindly turn to page 4 of the 9th schedule. My lord, this tendered document relates to IREF reports for Bauchi State as downloaded and certified by the first respondent. This is on page 4 to 5. It is for 20 local government areas. I seek to tender these documents. I'm most grateful, my lord. The judge seems to be searching for something on his desk, and it's important to know that some of these IREF copies are plain. Nothing is written on them. Some of them have cancelled, written on the Form EC8A, to the extent that the judge had to ask if the cancelled election means no election. In fact, let's hear the exchange between the judge and the LP Council. My lord, please turn to page 6 of the same 9th schedule. It shows blood certified true copy documents. Are they IREFs? Questioned the judge. They are forms. Some are EC40G, but there are blank sheets. and most are written no election and just certified by the first respondent as no election. They are IREF downloads and INEC certified them as such. Is it cancelled election? Continued the presiding judge. Is it the same as no election? So are we going to mark it as cancelled or no election? What exactly is it? Is it cancelled election or no election? The LP Council tries to explain. The reason is given as cancelled election and in some no election, but in the Form EC 40Gs, the reasons are stated as either cancelled or no election. But the presiding judge demands more clarification. Are we going to mark it as cancelled election as stated in the document, or as no election as indicated in your schedule? At this stage, isn't it better for the Labour Party legal team to invite the people that collated the results in the affected local government areas in Bauchi State to come to court and explain what they did, because it seems there's little confusion. Anyway, after the LP team had a little conversation, Anuga SAN took the mic. My lord, the item number 2 comes under cancelled election or no result. I have now separated the blood ones from the cancelled ones, my lord. And for the no election, we have listed it differently from the ones certified as cancelled, my lord. Yes, that's what you should have done, so we will write the right thing, the presiding judge responded. As usual, the respondents chorus their objections, stating that they will advance reasons in their final address. The Labour Party legal team are meticulously bringing evidence that INEC cannot escape from. That's why they are objecting everything. INEC cannot, in one of their replies to P2B's petition, say that all IREF copies are legible. And on the other hand, they delivered certified IREF copies that are blurred and unreadable to the Labour Party. What went wrong? The Beavers machine has an HD camera, so images captured and uploaded using the Beavers machine are always sharp and legible. So what happened? Someone at INEC needs to explain to the court what happened, because some of these results are untraceable. They are too blurred, so it makes it difficult to localize them and say this result comes from social polling unit or ward and local government area. In any case, the judge admitted them in evidence and marked them exhibits despite the respondents' objections. The LP Council makes another request. My lord, we are now moving to page 8 of the 9th schedule. It is the second heading listed. My lord, these are all wrong forms which cannot be linked to any LGA in Kaduna State. These forms are certified by the first respondent, my lord. The presiding judge noted his observation and he went on to tender the IREF copies for 21 local government areas of Kaduna. All documents were certified by INEC, and after the respondents' objections, the judge admitted them in evidence and marked them exhibits. The reason they number the exhibits is for quick reference purposes. When they are searching for any of them, they just look up the number and go and get it. After tendering Kaduna, the LP Council stood up. My lord, let's see page 9 of the 9th schedule, and the presiding judge just cussed him off immediately. We will come back and see it. Let's leave for a quick break of 10 minutes, and the court went on a 10-minute recess. While we wait for the court to resume, let's see why Labour Party is tendering IREF results. Remember that in their petition, they told the tribunal that INEC did not comply with the electoral law and their own guidelines during the presidential election. They are bringing this evidence to show the court that up till now, more than 3 months after the election, all the results have not been uploaded to IREF. The electoral law says that results must be uploaded immediately after vote counting at the polling unit. It must be at the polling unit. So any upload outside this time frame is invalid. Also, many uploads that are not legible cannot be classified as an upload because they are not useful. It defeats the aim of uploading the results in the first place. The reason the electoral law requires upload of Form EC8A immediately after vote counting is to store a copy that will act as a reference at the ward collation center. When polling officers arrive at the ward collation center, the ward collation officer is required by law to verify the results with the uploaded copies on IREF. That's the only way to make sure that there was no manipulation on the way to the ward collation center. So imagine what the ward collation officers did in Kaduna, Bauchi, and other places where results weren't uploaded on IREF, whether blood or not. So this is the fundamental issue. INEC did not follow the law during the election. More analysis in another video. We will also include the question many are asking whether the tribunal will recount all the votes again. All the questions will be answered in another video. Now the judges are back and the LP Council is on his feet. My lord, we have 7 state schedules of certificate of compliance as certified by the first respondent, and we seek to tender 6 states, excluding number 1. He goes on to tender them, and despite the objections, the presiding judge admitted them in evidence. The LP Council quickly makes another request. My lord, let's go to page 10 of the 9th schedule. My lord, it is the schedule of beavers and certificate of compliance for 28 states as certified by the first respondent. This is on page 10 to 11. My lord, very humbly we seek to tender these states, including FCT. He quickly moves to drop it on the table, and the judge admitted them despite the chorus of objections by the respondents. Now LP's lead counsel is on his feet. My lord, I brought to the attention of the lead counsel of INEC that the office of the chairman of INEC has consistently refused to accept the subpoena of the release of documents despite the efforts of this court. There is a huge failure of them to accept the subpoenas. The lead counsel has graciously asked me to give him the copy of the subpoena or give it to any member of his team. So I will get a copy and send to him once I'm done with this proceeding. Yes, this is the problem LP's legal team are facing, the non-cooperation of INEC. It defies all logic that someone that conducted an election is being asked by the court to provide the figures that he relied on to determine the winner of the presidential election. Mahmoud Yakubu doesn't want to comply with the order of the court. The INEC chairman is already in contempt of court. He has shown that he has no respect whatsoever for the order of the court. 2 questions. Is he above the law? When will the court drop the hammer? Going by LP's lead counsel address to the court, it means that they will still tender more evidence immediately they receive them from INEC. So it means that from tomorrow they will continue with more witnesses, unless INEC are able to deliver some documents today. Anyway, let's hear what Pinheiro SAN has to say. My lord, it is now a pattern for the petitioner to use INEC as their reason when they want to seek for adjournment. Some of the letters are since far back as March, April, and May, and they keep on saying INEC is refusing to release documents to them. Don't use INEC as a whipping cord every time. If they have nothing to do today, they should just say it and request for adjournment. We have no problem for their adjournment. It means we will eat lunch early today. It is very unfair and uncharitable what he is doing. PDP also submitted subpoena and the subpoenas have been received. LP's counsel won't take this accusation without replying. I am really shocked that my brother Silk said what he stood up to say. I made it clear that they have refused service. I have told this court numerous times. At this point, the presiding judge steps in. There's no need for all this. The court cannot make any other thing apart from the subpoena. The language he used on me is unfair. This is the second time it is happening, continued the LP counsel. He is not the lead counsel. Don't worry about him. We will handle it, replied the judge. It is obvious why the INEC chairman is blatantly disobeying a court order, because as the judge said, they can't do anything else beyond issuing the subpoena. So there's no serious consequence for the INEC chairman. He feels he can get away with anything. But for how long? Yes, electoral disputes are civil in nature and the tribunal doesn't have the power to commit anyone to prison. We need to strengthen some of our laws and institutions so that this brazen impunity and lawlessness will stop. After the arguments between both parties, the presiding judge adjourned the matter till tomorrow, 15th June 2023. See you tomorrow and thanks for watching.